Hello folks, welcome to another Bitcoin market analysis by Inspocrypto. Um, if you notice some problems with the audio, I can tell you we have 40 degrees today outside and 30 degrees I have here in my office, so I have some fans here running and maybe that's causing some problems to the audio, just to mention that. So let us go directly to the weights ratio and let us take a look what's going to happen next. Um, if we can see, because I'm noticing that many are flipping to extremely bullish. So like, you know, we went down, we accumulated quick, something I can't see yet, but and now we will go up to 40, 30. Some are selling 30, some are telling 40, 50, even 70. New all-time high. I just tell you, if that's going to happen, all-time high 2022, I'm really going to close my Twitter account. I don't care. I will leave the market and just I don't know, just spend some time with other useful things where I think I'm better than. Because I don't know. Whatever. Um, the weights ratio 30 days moving average is indicating here it declined since yesterday, but we had such retraces just in the past, not indicating anything. It's too early just to indicate anything, so we need to see and wait what's going to happen next. In my opinion, it will go up even more, but we need to see. It's surprising me because it's really high, but I'm not making the rules. I'm just the messenger. So, as you see, it maintained even the same level like yesterday. It went up to the same level, it declined to the same level, and that's it. So if we go forward, take a look to the weights ratio 1 hour time frame, it's what you can see here, for example, is everything is very controlled. I don't know how that works, but extremely controlled. Many people say, no, it's not manipulated, too many actors. To be honest, I don't know how that works because if we have so many actors, they need to be very well networked and synchronized. Otherwise, I really don't know how it works. So they let the price go down to distribute afterwards. They let the price go down to. I mean, they are doing that the whole time. How does that work? I don't know. I really don't know. But we will check this CBD, and I have tweeted about that. FTX negative CBD indicating more sell volume than buy volume. Coinbase, Coinbase, the same. Only Binance is indicating more buy volume than sell volume. Um, and we need to have in mind that Binance was used by the MM entities. They love to accumulate quick to dump afterwards. So it doesn't mean they are quick accumulating right now just to lift up even more. It's also possible just to accumulate now to dump afterwards. So we will see. However, the 1 hour time frame here is indicating that the weights ratio 30 hours moving average lifted up and is declining now. So they have started to distribute here. That's something even from timing makes sense for whales. So they are pushing here a little bit up, and then the rest is going to be like, you know, small whales, retailers. They are pushing up more the market. They just use these triggers here. These I call that scam pumps, huge scam pumps that usually um, go down afterwards again, so they decline. But yeah, we need to see if that's going to happen here as well. However, as you see, the weights ratio 30 hours moving average, as mentioned, is declining. Stablecoin supply trend is negative. It lifted up a little bit, but that's nothing. Really just peanuts. If we take a look to the stablecoin reserves on exchanges, it's lifted up, declined also. I'm receiving whale alerts every day, several times per day, indicating Tether outflows 40 to 60 million several times per day. That's not bullish. It didn't happen before November. So what's the problem right now? We will check afterwards more. Let us take a look to the flow activity. So in the flow activity, as mentioned also yesterday, that's something we see very frequently. First of all, we received 5,600 bitcoins yesterday evening, and later on another here 2,200. Since then, the inflows are declining. Nothing big, and yes, that have changed since last time. I mean, just a few weeks ago, we received 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 bitcoins. The volume declined a lot. Stablecoin inflows correlates very well to the outflows, indicating they are selling, so taking out their gains in stablecoins, and at the same time, someone at the same time is sending stablecoins to the exchange to buy and absorb them. That's what's happening. Okay, even here, if I just, it's exactly the same. Exactly the same. It correlates very well, and it's more reacting. They are reacting. That's not bullish at all. They are reacting to sells. That's the only thing. It looks like they are just holding the price in sequences, pushing up. They trigger again sell pressure, and that's why the price is declining afterwards again. And that's happening all the time. It's a little bit boring, but it is what it is. Let us go forward and check the future market. So here the future market, and if we take a look first of all to the funding rate, that funding rate lifting up, then declined a little bit, but maintains in a very good position. I mean, it lifted up very well, even if it declines, but not that big. Nice to see here is the leverage ratio declined a lot and the open interest as well, but it's lifting up again. So everything fine here. I wouldn't see here any problem, to be honest. So if we check here, we received 270 million in stablecoin yesterday afternoon, another 140 million this morning, and since then it declined also here related to stablecoin volume. We had here 227 million outflows stablecoin from derivative exchanges. That's it. Finally, it seems the market maker, you remember, they sent 14,000 bitcoins here, and it seems they are taking profit right now. So it seems they're well longing with that bitcoins. Um, we had here some inflows, almost 5,000 here, 4.8 and 4.6. At the same time, 4,700 outflows. So, but also here declining today, so nothing big. If we go here, finally, let me refresh the site. Finally, we are flipping, and that was actually what I was expecting yesterday. And if that maintains that way, and I think it's going to maintain that way, longs will generate more, or at least I'm expecting to see more longs coming and less shorts, because the price action right now looks like, they are preparing the next leg up, right? We will see. In my opinion, I would expect here something like 1.6 billion and here 1 billion or even lower. That would be extremely good. We will take a look to the liquidation map because the liquidation map is indicating huge high leverage volume to the long side and almost nothing to the short side. So we will see. However, also here it looks a little bit more bearish related to Ethereum just because Ethereum had a front run and lifted up very hard. So many are expecting a correction next. It makes sense then maybe to short Ethereum instead. So that at least would be my interpretation of it. So if we go forward and take a look, I need to refresh here as well. Let me use this spin if it works. Yeah. Okay, today it's a good day. So let me check first Binance and then we will check what's going on to FTX. As usual, it takes a little bit. Maybe a little teaser. You remember the short straddle options, 800,000 US dollars, expecting a sideways run at 22K? We received today another 800,000 for that strategy, indicating the price is not going to move away from 22K until Friday. It doesn't matter what SPY is going to do. I'm still hoping to see a leg up to 23K to short it. Because if that's the way, it's easy money, isn't it? Just long at 21,400 or short at 23, then it declines back to 22. That's nice. Why not? So let us check what's happening here. As mentioned, I mean, we had that in the past many times. We remember in the beginning of our dump phase, it was exactly the same. I mean, if you want to make and to scalp, would you scalp that here or that here? Okay, I guess we all have the same answer. I hope we all will have the same answer. So let us check if that matches well to Binance, to FTX, sorry. So that's it. As usual, that takes a little bit. And sometimes a little bit more. Ah, here it is. So let us see. Oh, I would say that matches very well. We have here some other positions, but also here we can see almost nothing and here extremely high. So indicating high volume, high leverage. My interpretation, I have two interpretations for that. First of all, you know my theory about maybe it makes sense for them to place high leverage positions to wreck themselves afterwards, you know, just to generate some sell pressure through the market, for example, would be one theory. The other theory is we have here retailers and we have here whales. These guys are moving the markets. These guys are expecting 10K or lower. Or like me, 20K, for example, as mentioned yesterday. But if we are going to make a side run until Friday at 22K, we will not see 28K, we will not see 20K, we will just maintain actually that, you know, maybe between 21 and 23K, and that's it. So I don't know how to interpret that, to be honest. Not yet. It looks like we have almost the same money involved here. That's FTX, but like it would be Binance. Just they are using much more leverage than these guys. The question is, who is using much leverage? In my opinion, not retailers, not in that, not with such a volume. So, but I really don't know. However, if we want to liquidate these guys here, we have to dump below 21,600. I mean, that's nothing. And even that here, I mean, look, it's rising. Yesterday we had a maximum of 120 million. Now we have here 140, 160, 230 million in liquidation volume. That's not, I mean, the maximum here is 55. But we will see. We will see what's going to happen here. So let us go forward and check the next data. So as mentioned, what I have seen is that FTX have started to distribute here, at least that's indicating a negative CVD, indicating more sell volume than um, buy volume. Right now it seems it's lifting up a little bit, aggregated positive, indicating more buy volume than sell volume. Bitcoin collateral futures only going down. That's something I don't get. I really don't get that. I really don't get that. And future collateral, future stablecoin collateral futures just lifting up. Um, I don't know. I don't get that. I really don't get that, how that works. But yeah, I mean, FTX, it's not distributing everything at the moment, at least, as you see. I mean, they have started here to buy big. You remember that was something between 18.7 and 90, and since then they were lifting up, and then here they started to distribute. Now it seems lifting up a little bit, so maybe buying again. Coinbase did exactly the same, so started to distribute here. It seems it's stabilizing right now. Well, Gemini not moving in the markets, as you can see. So yeah, also here nothing big. That's Binance, as mentioned, lifting up a lot, and right now it seems declining, but nothing big. And we have Bitfinex, and Bitfinex, well, the trend I would say it's a little bit more up, but nothing big. Absolutely nothing big. If we check here, that's the BTC USDT per Binance. Also funding rate maintains high. Open interest declined a lot, indicating many, I don't know, I think they were longing here and they liquidated some longs, and since then it maintains relatively neutral. I mean, if exchanges or whoever is doing that, because in my opinion that was really pain in the ass, go up, then dump afterwards. Go up, let it go down afterwards, dump it. Um, I mean, that's in favor of the exchanges. They are scalping long, shorts all the time, all the time. I mean, that's I don't know. At the moment it's really painful to trade that um, because it's so quick. It's up and directly afterwards down, up immediately afterwards down, and that's really wow. If we check here right now, that's the the fund flow related to these three different entities. Nothing big. The last signal we received from the market maker was, well, we received here almost 500 and 770 bitcoins, but nothing. That's really low. If we check here, the market maker, is still below 5 million, 4,990,000. So nothing big. He's not accumulating, not yet. These guys have started to buy, or the balances raised again, because buy is not the right wording. We don't know if they both, and that's why their balance is raised, or if these guys, for example, are just mm, getting entities, lower entities or even higher entities they sold and bought, and that's shifting to this entity afterwards. So these guys did a break, but it seems they're still buying. So these entities tend to 100 bitcoins. They don't have the best trade behavior. At least the history is indicating these guys, in my opinion, don't have any insider information, and retailers buying as much as they can. We have here 90 wallets involved in this entity, mainly related to exchanges. If we check, it's going up. So of course, we need to check all 90 wallets. We know that the fourth biggest wallet in the whole Bitcoin distribution list, that's a whale, and he reduced his balances by almost 15,500 Bitcoin tonight, and he sent all of them to Coinbase. So, usually indicating he wants to sell them. And even he is not the best in trade behavior, so he is absolutely not like the entities, but he was very good in finding local bottoms and local tops, and he usually sells local tops and buys in local bottoms. So if he's sending, and it seems he didn't sell one Bitcoin yet on Coinbase, so indicating he's waiting for something, I guess, to go up, another leg up, for example, and to sell afterwards. So we need to keep tracking them and see what's happening. Let us go forward. So if we check, Coinbase is limiting at 25K with 130 bitcoins. But the thing is, I mean, the question, if we go to the 1 day, can we 1 day? Yeah, that's great. If we check that, you know, I mean, like last year, if you see what they did, if we are going up, why maintain your liquidity there? That's a big question. Because we didn't the same last year. So if we check what's happening, the difference, and the question is, does that make sense to block your liquidity even if you know we are not coming back? It's done. We are done here. Everything is fine. We did our accumulation and that's it, and we go up. To be honest, I'm still not convinced that that is an accumulation schematic, but however, in my opinion, not. In my opinion, it doesn't make any sense to block your liquidity here. And we are not talking about 5 bitcoins. We are talking here, it's not only Coinbase. It's Coinbase, Binance, FTX, all of them are doing exactly the same. So does that make sense? In my opinion, the market will surprise many, many people once again. But it's my personal opinion, you know. Never trade my personal opinion, only my data. So we need to go further there a bit. Deribit is here waiting at 24.2 and waiting at 19.6. Bitstamp, nothing. Also waiting a lot to the downside, but that's it. Binance Spot. And Binance Spot did something that surprised me a little bit because they removed this wall here and even this wall here. And yeah, we don't have anything big anymore. We have this wall here, but that's it. And even this one here, and a lot at, well, very close to the price, of course. But that's it. That's really it. So that was surprising me. They're pushing right now the price down, as you can see. But that's it. Instead, we still have here, I mean, if we check here, we still have all these walls here waiting for whatever. So we have Bitfinex, also something they did here. You can see that we don't have this wall here anymore. Also removed. Why? I just have two interpretations why they should do that. Instead, they have still this wall here. So one interpretation is they want to let the price go in. That's a preparation for a next big pump, for example. Or it's over. They know we are not going to go up. We don't need any limitation to the upside. Something I would expect to the downside as well. Why to block your liquidity there if you're not expecting any big dump anymore? I don't know. FTX perp. They did that here, also removed, but we still have some, as you see, some orders there. But here as well, blocking liquidity for what exactly? I mean, here it makes sense. Even here at 20,400. They removed here a wall at 19.8. Instead, we have, well, 19.5. Instead, at 19.8, we can find this wall. But that's it. I mean, to the upside, they had, um, hopefully you can see that here as well, removed. Also nothing to see there. And yes, I mean, it's not big, but we have a lot of selling orders here waiting. Kraken. Kraken waiting at 23. See, that's what I would expect. That's okay. Why to block liquidity if you know the price is not going to go down? Then it's fine. And they did that. So it seems, at least on Kraken, they are not expecting to see a price again down. Not at least not very soon. That's my interpretation here. Bitmax limiting at 25, limiting at 27, and also here blocking liquidity at 17, at 16, at 15, at 14, for whatever. Wherever they had here also a wall, they removed them at 24. Bitfinex derivatives. You see here cluster, but that's it, nothing big. FTX spot. Also on FTX spot, very interesting. Also something I would expect. And look what they did. They are not blocking liquidity anymore. We have still some orders there, yes, but at least it seems they're not expecting to go down. Or, of course, they want to let the price go down to the next big wall, 15. But I don't know. I would say we are just at 22K. I don't think we can go from 22K to 15. I mean, usually it's a process, it takes some days, and while it's dumping to the downside, they will remove this order stand. So, in my opinion, they don't see any reason just to block their liquidity here, so they remove the orders. Makes sense. We still have some there, but all these disappeared. So they are not expecting to see a price hitting back below 17K. Kraken futures, nothing. And of course, the biggest one, Binance. And even on Binance futures, you can see they are limiting at 20, but they are not limiting anymore at 23.5. So also here, the whole way to the upside is still there. Also here, the big question, why maintain these orders? I don't know if I really don't know. Maybe one of you have an idea why they are blocking liquidity there. What's their reason? Because I don't get that. They removed here the wall. This one reduced a lot in volume, it seems, and just one here in 20. We still have here, as you see, a lot of sell orders waiting. And that's it. So, yeah, that's absolutely it.